let's crack on with day 23, Defense in Depth, mission ELFPossible, Abominable for a day. So, story we have today is every effort that you've put through to build up the top of each other builds up on top of each other to bring you right to this moment. Santa and the security team are so proud of you for sticking around and being with us until now. You're practically a member of the SOC. And this is really loud. Let's turn that down. There we go, I can hear myself think. So you're practically a member of the SOC team already. There's just one thing left to learn, and that's a lesson that might completely change how you look at your approach to security. Throughout all of the previous tasks, we've learnt that layering defences and reducing the attack surface has been touched upon at least once. Writing secure code and being able to respond and analyse different parts of the attack chain amongst others are all essential in maintaining Santa's security posture defensible. In this task, we will focus on what is formally known in security circles as defense in depth, which is a more general and encompassing topic than the prior ones on their own. The core mindset is that defense in depth is founded on is the idea that there is no such thing as a silver bullet that will defeat all of an organization's security woes. There's no single defense mechanism that can protect you from the bad world out there. Hey, just a guy. Hey, Bonzo.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, Lottie. Everyone's here. So, contrasting.
Hey, it just gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
There we go. Let's let you say. So, contrasting the past and modern takes on defensive security. The castle walls are built to withstand sieges and barrages and are fortified in a manner well to protect from the pillagers and marauders. Yet despite all the efforts and diligence at maintaining and protecting the security measure, attackers will breach it sooner or later, and depending on the defender's response within the castle walls, this may mark the end of their start. Is it the start of their end, not the end of their start? What the fuck? Had too much eggnog. Right, for the longest time, and maybe even until today, a lot of organisations have looked at their security posture in the same way medieval lords have. A strong focus on securing the castle walls, the perimeter, so to speak. However, like medieval lords, after the perimeter is breached, depending on the organisation's response, is pretty much done for them too. Skip the theory, it helps with exactly zero info on the practical part. Okay. So fret not. Modern defensive security teams are moving on with the mindset and are shifting more to a more robust approach. Being mindful that the castle wall, while important, is not the only way to secure the organisation, acknowledging the reality that at some point gunpowder will be discovered and a single point of failure consequently is exploited. Having the additional defence layers, especially from the specific crown jewels that the bad guy might be targeting, these are some of the foundations that make up the modern security posture of defensible organisations. To disrupt adversarial objectives, defence in depth is mainly focused on disrupting the adversarial objectives. That is, to shift the focus from just securing the perimeter to securing everything in that path. In the path that the adversary will have to take from the perimeter to the crown jewels. So let's look at 3 varying levels of defence. The first level is having a focus on perimeter security. There is great prevention mechanisms present in the perimeter and essentially complete trust within it. Thus, once the perimeter is breached or bypassed, the organisation is pretty much at the mercy of the adversary. The second level has defensive layers in place, however the emphasis is solely on prevention. It doesn't leverage knowing your environment, even though adversarial objectives may be prevented to some degree. There's a missed opportunity in terms of detection and consequently alerting and response. Prevention is good, but the key to defeating the bad guys is having visibility into what they're doing. The third level has well-rounded defensive layers in place. leveraging the strategic application of sensors, effective creation of analytics, and the efficient alerting and response capabilities of the security team. Preventative measures here are not only coupled by detection and alerting, but also by immediate and efficient response. You playing truth or dare in chat. Right. The first level above could be thought of as an organisation that employs great perimeter defences, such as web apps. That's not a great perimeter defence. A WAF is not the best thing. Right, so you can deploy a WAF, perimeter network firewalls, or even a demilitarized zone, but is yet to implement internal network security, and zero trust mechanisms are not yet in place. The second level can be thought of as an organisation that employs the first level of defence, but with a more capable internal security measures, such as network segmentation, zero trust principle implementation, least privilege access principle implementation, and even hardened hosts and networks. Having this level is actually really good, however, forgetting that preventative appliances may be used for detective capabilities as well. This is a wasted opportunity. The third level can be thought of as having advantages in the first and second levels to ramp up the detection and response capability of the organisation via effective log collection and well-crafted analytics. This is where it goes full circle. We're not only expected to be good at layering preventive measures against attacks, but we could also be capable of responding to them, and if and when these defensive capabilities are bypassed. So just expect breach, essentially. Let's have the following scenario as an example. Let's say that the adversary was able to penetrate our perimeter defense via a successful spear phishing campaign. We would need to navigate a hardened environment full of tripwires and traps. He may be able to take over a specific user's account, but since we've implemented a principle of least privilege access properly, he would be limited in terms of what he can work with. He may be able to move laterally to another user with better privileges via pass the hash, but still, since we have good logging mechanisms and detection capabilities, our analytics would know exactly what the pass the hash looks like, so we'll pick this activity up. Our cavalry will be alerted and respond and remediate the particular breach immediately. Yeah, bigger doubt on that. Maybe a few days later. Remember that the main difference between level 2 and level 3 is the jiving together of these defensive layers and detection and response mechanisms, allowing for a coherent and well-rounded security posture. The goal of layering defenses is to limit the room for mistakes that an adversary can have. In that sense, the bad guys need to get everything correct, but we only need to make one mistake. To drive this point home, we'll explore what it's like to be in the bad guy's shoes. We have prepared a little game for you. The game's objectives is simple. Get your hands on the naughty or nice list in Santa's vault. There'll be 3 levels. Each consequent one builds a defensive layer on top of the previous one, and it will be a little bit harder. Remember that you're playing as the bad Yeti here, so make sure you don't get caught. Click on the View Site button at the top of the task to launch the static site. So the game summary. After completing the game and experiencing the different levels of difficulty that an adversary may face when layering defensive measures, it must be clear to you by now that layering defenses is cool. The levels of the game are analogy to the 3 varying levels of defenses discussed earlier in this task. Further, the attack chain within the game can be interpreted as follows. Santa's executive assistant receives a spear phishing email. Upon establishing a foothold, the bad Yeti immediately realizes that the executive assistant doesn't have access to the naughty nice list. After some enumeration and even assuming Santa's identity at one point, the bad Yeti is able to get a hold of the coveted list and actually ruin Christmas. Good thing it was just a game. While the reason behind it is to show the varying effects of having defensive layers from the bad guy's perspective, on the flip side, the reality of implementing it for defensive security teams is more iterative and cyclic. Breaches and true positive detections show areas that require improvement and the extent of our visibility in organizations respectively. Attacks, whether or not successful, should further inform defensive steps and approaches. If we've learned that an adversary was able to exploit a specific vulnerability, rest assured the vulnerability will be patched and the application introducing it will be hardened, if it isn't too late by that point. PSMSec, you have quite a bit of work on the practical part. Oh, good. The theory is sketchy here, and there are the guy from the walkthrough that did this room. As an insight, I played the video 1.5 speed and felt like he was talking normally. Also, the walkthrough is not the most efficient. You'd be better doing it yourself. Fair enough. I just like to read them so that they're on the vaults. So, summary and conclusion. Modern security practices are composed of layers. Stopping attacks from the get-go is very helpful. Ideal even, but it's not always possible. Everyone can and will be compromised. It's just a matter of when, and it's up to every one of us to disrupt them from being able to do what they intend to do every step of the way. And you can only do that if you know how to disrupt them, because most people haven't got a fucking Scooby-Doo. Alright, so case 1, what is the password for Santa? So we've got to actually do the mission ELFPossible. So I can turn TTS back on now. You can spam me. Press.
Cat says.
Press start.
So, step 1, press start. So you'll be presented with 3 different cases. Yeah, we read that, and then Santa's naughty nice list is in the vault. As a bad yet, we want the list because of the last step to destroy Christmas. We won't get it easily though. We know that you're coming. You have to navigate through the defenses. So start. Oh, it's like an actual little game. In this level, Santa's security is focused on the perimeter, given that we can expect there are complete trust within the compound. So what? Press start. Seriously, press start. Just stop talking and fucking get on with it. Right. So what do we click on? Just like the barrier? The gate is closed. Talk to the guard and he'll let you through. Hey there, what's the purpose of your visit?
Popcorn.
I'm here to visit the deer stable. Okay, let me log your details quickly so you can go through your merry way. He didn't seem to care about your excuse. Click on the gate to proceed. So now that we're in, click on a building to visit it. So we want the vault. Do we go to the deer stable? Because I said I was going there. Let's go straight into the... What's that back one? The workshop is closed at the moment. Okay, Santa's office. So here's the vault. Okay, I need a password. So let's go back. So we got any post-its, the drawers? There we go, so we got... Okay, so we've got a password for the vault. Copy that. Is that it? Just on a bit of paper. We've got an ID card there, but not letting me click it. We've got anything else? None of those. Okay, what about the deer thing? Deer! It's just a red herring. Right, so go in the vault, put my password in. Naughty or nice list. What's the flag? Copy that. Easy flag. Right, next case. In this level, security is ramped up. It has additional defense layers in place. The main focus is prevention. We might be able to bypass them if we are patient and play the cards right. So we're gonna talk to him again, I guess. What's the purpose of your visit? I have a delivery. Okay, let me let you in on your merry way. Oh, now we're timed. So we just repeat what we did. Oh no, he's locked the drawer. Shit. It's on the cup. Prepare milk and cookies. What is Santa's favourite thing? Must be that. No, okay, we'll come back to that. So shit. Can't do anything with the thing still. Workshop is still closed. Someone noticed you snooping around, decided not to tell anyone. Got a password hint. Password hint is Santa's favourite. So his milk and cookies must be the actual thing. Let's try that. Santa's favourite. Well, that's just the hint. Okay, let's just try milk and cookies, if that's it. Prepare milk and cookies. No. Got anything else? There must be something else in here. Click on that. No. Still not been dobbed in. So it must be that. Just Santa's prepare milk and cookies. Milk and cookies. Oh, maybe it's a laptop password. Hey, there we go. So that lets you in. Then we get a password in plain text. So quick, go to the vault. Oh, I've gone out. There we go. Vault. Hey, there we go. So we've got the flag. So this was milk and cookies. Milk and cookies. Oh, I did accept it that time. Maybe because I had the prepare in front of it, didn't work. Right, last case. In this level, Santa's security is at the maximum. Aside from the previous case's additional defense layers, Santa's defenses will give feedback to the security team. Our room for mistake is very thin, and we should play our cards right the first time. What if Santa's lactose intolerant? But it didn't say what type of milk. Maybe he's into oat milk or something. Where's my Christmas song? It's gone.
Soy milk.
Bonzo One Dos says,
No Christmas.
No Christmas, yeah. Right, we ready for this last one? Go on then, start. Click the building to visit it. I still want to get into this. Watch out, security has noticed your activity. Your timer is reduced. I haven't got a timer, it hasn't started.
Just do it already.
Alright, so now the drawer's still open.
Lottie says, oat milk is so much nicer than soy.
It's got to be that one, isn't it? What's the hint?
Owner of Cat says,
Take the pass.
Has he not changed it? Let's just do that. Yeah, it's the same. What's on his ID? Well done, you've collected the Santa Pass. Can we get on the laptop?
I believe you at Lottie can smile.
Post-it notes, reminders, buy the favourite banoffee pie.
Lottie says, good
Okay.
lol.
What was Santa's previous password?
I'm going to leave Santa Bailey's. He likes that.
Doesn't like those. What's the other thing? Remind Santa to change his laptop password, make it harder to guess. Everyone knows his tendency to be lazy and repetitive. So can't click his schedule. We checked that thing. Can we get into this now? Oh, we can. What's in here? So password hint. Milk and cookies are so yesterday. So is that just that again? No. Laptop password.
Says,
At Lottykins, you persuaded him into liking it? Embarrassed smiley face.
2 wrong attempts will result in a strike. Ooh, so we got... Okay, let's go back. Let's...
Lottie says, smiley face.
So what have we got to click here? We've got a door and a keypad. Let's click on the keypad. What's the Santa code? Let's try that again. Invalid code. Noffy pie? No. Okay, we're not triggering alerts off that. Door is closed, enter the pin. Got a pin to get.
Cat says,
You obviously need to get the code first from somewhere.
Yes. No spoilers though, let's figure it out. Still nothing with the deer. Should be like a secret here, like one of the things should do something. So let's try this. We've got a pass that lets us go to the Santa thing. My favourite banoffee pie. So we know that's right.
5,000 times to be sure.
Everyone knows the tendency to be lazy and repetitive. We've tried the same passwords. Password hint, my favourite. Okay, how do I log into this?
Click hint.
There we go, double click it. So banoffee pie. So we're hacking his assistant this time. So we've got a text file, password vault. That's vault 2 of 2. So this must be second password. Let's try that. Yeah, cool. So that's saved. What's in the waste paper? Old password. Hot chocolate 01. So previous password. There we go. So we've got that. Is that all we get? So can we use that to get into here? Go on the. So let's see if he changed his password. Oh no, fuck. Maybe it's this one. Oh, security has noticed your timer is reduced. I mean, I haven't got a timer, but let's try that.
You skipped a question.
I skipped a question.
There is a timer.
I can't see it this time though. Come on, let me in. Is there nothing else on this? We got hot chocolate. Got password vault 1.
I had it shown when I did the box an hour ago.
Stack of papers, we've got that.
Also 3 strikes above it.
Alright, maybe I've broken it then. I'm just bypassing everything. So let's try... Let's click the reindeer. Fucking bastard. Right, break in a window. Alright, let's try to brute force this thing. So it's not hot chocolate.
Race condition on the small reindeer. Deer.
Fluffy pie? No. Is it like 000? Door is closed, enter the pin to unlock.
Hint, hint.
Yeah, so what's the hint? Can't blame him if he's too lazy for big password changes, just change the last digit of the old one. Ah, okay. He's that lazy, alright. That gets us somewhere. So 02, there we go, nice. So, oh, the new one's even shorter. So the first part. So we've got that. So now we've got the vault code. Can change his. Let's get this one as well. So hot chocolate number 2. My head's in the way. What is the password for the vault? So this bit and this bit. Let me copy it. There we go. So we've got another flag. I don't get why they don't. Okay. We've got a code, so let's copy Santa's code. 2845. Now we can get into the compound, put the code in, get in the door, and we've got the final flag. There we go. Defense in depth is cool. That was good, I like that one. If you'd like to learn more about mitigating and managing potential adversary actions, check out the Threat Intelligence module.
This was nice. Not wow.
Cool, right, so we've got literally 1 day left tomorrow, and then it's game over.
But nice.